I am Burt Green. This is the Burt Locker, just an MMA show. It's fun, it's brief. I just like to look at the highlights from the week of MMA. I also do casuals guides, but that's going to be on another video. In a nutshell, that's what the Burt Locker is at the moment. Anything that I fancy, I'm Burt Green. Anything that's in my locker that I feel like talking about is effectively what I'm going to be doing. This week, I'm going to be largely focused on the UFC Charlotte event, and also a certain fighter has just signed a deal with PFL, a certain heavyweight. I think you know who I'm talking about. It's very interesting. It's all very, very interesting. And all that, plus whatever funny meme that I happen to have found on the internet this week, the one that I like the best, is going to make an appearance. That sounds good. Stay with me for the Burt Locker. So, UFC Charlotte in a nutshell. Brian Battle looked fantastic. He's got a new haircut and he's got a new fastest KO of his career because, man, he was good. A fair play to Green, though. He came to fight. He went in there just looking to swing haymakers and he got caught with a haymaker. It was fun while it lasted. Respect to both guys, honestly. I really enjoyed it. I don't think Battle's necessarily ready for a top 15 yet, because if you look at the top 15 at welterweight, it's a murderer's row, man. Good Lord. You've got, Michel Pereira up there. You've got, Hamza. You've got so many good fighters. It's just, it's nasty. And you also had Alex Morono at welterweight. He looked fantastic. He threw this spinning back fist, this back elbow, missed it, but caught the guillotine. And just, Matt, look, if you're throwing spinning shit, knowing that if you miss it, you're going to catch a guillotine, that's some 4D chess, man. That's 3D chess level shit. I'm a fan of that. I am a fan. That's good. Good shit. Hey, you know what? I don't think Morono's necessarily ready for a top 15 yet. Brian Battle looked good. Put them together. Boom. Job done. Brian Battle versus Alex Morono. Get that one done. That's a good fight, right? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm out of my mind. Tell me you wouldn't like to watch Brian Battle take on Alex Morono. Job done. Matchmakers, Shelby, make it happen. Make it happen. Ian Machado Gary, he's the new Irish phenom. It's funny, Dana White said, you know what, we've got the blueprint for what to do with the Irish guys. I'm going to take you to Boston, to MSG, and we're going to see how far this guy flies. I think it'll be quite far. Because he looked he's just been backing it up, man. Yeah, he talks a little bit. He doesn't talk too egregiously, actually. Not like kind of really like disrespectful stuff. But he is confident. He's a confident young man, and he should be. He should be confident because he looked good. Look, Daniel Rodriguez is no joke. Daniel Rodriguez is good in his own right. I really do rate him. So the fact that Machado was able to starch him and get him out of there in round one, that's saying something. That head kick was fantastic. Obviously, he finished him punched on the ground, but that head kick, it was picturesque. I believe I have a picture of it up here. If future Burt, the producer, has done his job right. He probably hasn't. He's probably drinking on the job again. I'm an idiot. So then, I'm not going to lie, you had Anthony Smith against Johnny Walker. I am gutted for Smith because I'm a huge fan. I just feel like this is a little bit of a setback. Not a huge one. Look, Smith is still only 34 and he's got an excellent skill set. He tends to struggle with these really big guys that kick well, like kick low well, especially. Those leg kicks cause problems. Obviously, he just came back off of having a pretty serious leg injury. I don't know if that played into it at all. It was a little bit odd when he started cycling himself, because people were speculating on why was he saying that Walker was attacking his family, because at one point he was shouting, "You're attacking my family," and Walker was like, "What are you talking about, dude?" Like, it was a little bit weird, but I think that Smith said it a little louder than he meant to, and he was trying to just say it to himself. He was trying to get himself into the mindset of like, no, I'm fighting for my family. I'm fighting to protect my family's lifestyle and stuff like that. I think that was more the sentiment behind it. So it was a little odd. I'm not going to lie, it was a little odd, but I think it was more a case if he was like had an inner monologue going, but was accidentally saying it out loud. Walker looked great. Walker was very, very good. Like, at the end of the day, they're both very high up in the division for a reason. They're both extremely good fighters. Walker, since he's had the coaching of John Kavanagh, rounding out his game, making a bit more patient, it's really worked wonders. It has. Walker is a real problem. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch with Jamal Hill at some point, but I think next for Walker really it's got to be Rakic. Rakic is up there in the rankings. He hasn't fought in a little bit. I don't think you can put him straight into a title shot, although I don't know what they're doing with Yan and Ankalaev, because they fought to a draw. So do they redo that one? And then next in line for the belt really should be Rakic, because I believe that Jiri Prochaska is still out for a little while at least. If not, Jiri Prochaska, if Jiri's ready, obviously Jiri gets next shot at Jamal Hill. That should be a given. But I don't know if he is. From what I've heard, that shoulder injury was pretty horrific. One of the worst that the UFC surgeon's ever seen, in fact. That's not ideal. I hope he does get better. He's fun to watch. I feel like he was going to get exposed by some of the more technical guys, but who knows? Because I felt like Jiri, he left an awful lot of openings. But man, he was fun to watch, and he got that belt. So yeah, it worked for him, didn't it? But yeah, I hope that Anthony Smith, he gets back in there and finds some momentum again, because I feel like he's probably lost a bit of momentum here. But people will hate on Smith. A part of the performance later on, it wasn't like lackluster. It just he kind of knew he was beat, and it's sad to kind of see that. But look, he's going to pick himself up, dust himself off. As I said, I am a fan, so I'm a little bit biased, but at the end of the day, it takes a lot to get in there. So, people like talking trash on him. It's like, look, it takes a lot to get into the octagon, especially to go against somebody who's as good as Johnny Walker is. And, he fought his heart out. That leg did get messed up a bit. And, yeah, I hope he isn't retiring. I like to see more of Anthony Lionheart Smith. So I hope that he isn't retiring. I'm going to be tuning into his podcast, because I always do. It's one of the reasons that I like him. I just think he's a very good analytic guy, and yeah, enjoy watching him. And I've been rambling on about that far too long, really. I'll move on. So yeah, the main event, it was as I expected. Almeida, he's a beast. He just is. The matchup was tailor-made for him though, because I mean, what Khabib say? Like to Rozenstruik, your wrestling is zero. It is really. It's not good. And Almeida's a beast, but I'd like to see him against somebody better. I think Volkov should be the next guy. Volkov's not got great wrestling, but he's just so big, he's difficult to get your hands on. It'd be interesting to see how he handles the size of the massive Russian. So yeah, let's take a look at that one, hopefully. Volkov versus Almeida, that's the fight to make for me. So yeah, if I could just ask you, before I get into the news, to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Means a lot, it really helps me out. Doesn't cost you anything, just hit subscribe. Don't think, hit subscribe. Thank you. So Francis Ngannou has finally signed with the PFL. Apparently he's going to be chairman of the board for PFL Africa. No confirmation on what that actually means. PFL Africa is not a thing yet. He's an equity partner, so surely you have to buy in. I don't know exactly what's happened, but I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to watch the Ariel Helwani show and find out what the details are. Because look, end of the day, I talk a lot of shit on Francis, but good for him. Look, if he got the deal that he wanted, if he got the health coverage for all the PFL fighters, hey, it's a great deal for the PFL fighters, right? Because if he stuck to his guns and got health coverage for all the PFL fighters, that's huge. I mean, I don't know if that's confirmed yet, but I mean, sorry, I'm being a little bit sarcastic. I know that he didn't get that. But look, it's a nice sentiment. It's a nice sentiment. An unrealistic, nice sentiment is what that is. But look, fair play to him. He's going to be knocking out cans in PFL. The PFL heavyweight division is not the strongest, so I'd imagine he doesn't have too much of a hard time with any of them. He's got a seat on the board of a company that doesn't exist yet. Good fit. That's good. He feels like he's been made a paper offer a little bit. I'm kidding. Look, I hope it works out for him. Because as much as I think he did gaff up the UFC offer, I think that he got a good offer there and he should have taken it. But if he's happy and he's making money, that's fantastic. Good for him. I just want to see him knock somebody out. I like watching him. He's fun, and I hope he gets everything that he wants. That's it, really. There's been no word on his pay yet. They've been very quiet on that. I don't think it's going to be the $8 million a fight the UFC were offering. But hey, look, he's got the seat on the board of a company that doesn't exist yet. So that is good. So solid offer that. I'm kidding. All the best to him. I really hope it works out. I hope he gets everything that he wanted and more. If I could just ask you to subscribe, again, that'd be fantastic, because then I would get everything that I want and more. That'd be nice. So yeah, the troll of the week this week, just got the one. It's a classic one that I like from Star Wars. They've put Ngannou's face over Anakin Skywalker when he's talking with Padme. It's like, I signed with the PFL. And Padme's like, they pay more than the UFC, right? His face goes serious. You're getting paid more, right? It's like, yeah, because they've been very quiet on the issue of pay. But you know what? He's quite a principled man. I'm sure he's getting paid enough. I'm sure he's getting paid enough. I don't know if they'll match the UFC's pay, but you know what? The PFL, if they're really including him on this board member thing, that's interesting, and it sets him up for after fighting as well, which is a smart thing to do. So fair play to you, Francis. I hope that the PFL works out for you. I will probably tune in more, knowing that you'll be on a card. I'm not going to lie. So look, it's probably going to work out for all parties involved. I'm going to be taking a look at UFC Vegas 73. I'm not sure I really want to. That card is... it's not a good one, guys. Look, I am a really big MMA fan, but this card is really weak. It's like when you've got the very last bit of like orange squash, like at the bottom of the bottle, and you haven't got enough to make a full drink. You try and stretch it out, and it just tastes like really, really kind of slightly tinted orange water. That's what this card is. It's not good. I'm sure there'll be some good fights on it, but in terms of star power, in terms of people that I really want to watch, it's few and far between. I mean, Mackenzie Dern and Angela Hill are the main event. That's... it's not... I don't know. You know when they say that if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's just... I mean, Edmund Shabazian's there. Lipa Godinez is there. I like her. Michael Johnson's on there as well. You've got Ilir Latifi on there, fighting at heavyweight again. Oh, Ilir. Just stop. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to be doing my casuals guide to that. It'll be a fast run through of all of those fights. So check that out on the channel later on in the week. Until then, keep those odds long and those bets terrible.